everybody! Merry Christmas from the Mackenzie household. We hope Santa dropped by your house last night.
I'll tell you what, it is Christmas Day, and we are so happy to be here for our final Scotchmas of 2022.
We sure are. It is day 8 of Scotchmas. It lands on Christmas Day. We hope you aren't sitting there watching it right now.
Yeah, and if you are watching this a little bit later, we hope you did have a great Christmas. But right now, we got some business to take care of before we close this all out. Am I right?
We surely do.
All right, we got to find our final Scotch for this Scotchmas 2022, and we are going to do that right now. Today, my friends, we are tasting the Sassenach. It's inspired by the Highlands of Scotland. And there's a little story behind this, isn't it?
There's a great story behind it, and we'll be telling you a whole bunch of information about this wonderful product, but it just came on the market in 2020. It's brand new, it's award-winning, and we want to share it with you.
But first, we have to do our B-roll for today, and today it's Paula's Kitchen.
It sure is. We're doing Christmas in the kitchen. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas from Paula's Kitchen. We're so glad you were able to stop by for a couple minutes. We're baking something to go along with Scotchmas. But first, check this out. I just got this very festive apron from Mary in Florida. She spells her name M-E-R-R-Y. Maybe she's a Christmas baby. Mary, I love this. It's so cute. And she also gave us this very beautiful copper set of measuring spoons. I don't know if I'll ever use them. They're so gorgeous. Anyway, we got lovely gifts from all of you at Christmas time. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do today, we are making something called Madeira cake. It's a classic British Scottish cake, and it comes to us from a website called Christina's Cucina. Christina is a Scottish Italian cook who lives in LA, and she has a website full of amazing recipes. Madeira cake doesn't have Madeira in it. You're actually meant to serve the cake with Madeira or a cup of tea. So, talk about ingredients. We've got your basics, and actually because it's a British recipe, I actually had to use my little scale and measure out in grams. I've got some flour, some sugar, eggs, unsalted butter, a little salt and baking powder, and we're going to use the rind of a lemon. That's it. Really super simple. All right, got to get my mixer out. Let's do this. Couple prep things. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. There, it just got done. I've also greased and floured a springform pan. Recipe calls for an 8-inch. I have a 9-inch, so I'm just going to watch the baking time on that. Next step, I need to sift together my dry ingredients. So that's about 2.5 cups of flour or 312 grams, and I actually measured 312 grams. So I'm going to put that in my sifter. Then I also have 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a pinch of salt. So those are going to be just sifted together, my dries. Real simple. Done with that. Moving on, I'm going to grab my mixer and we will do the wet ingredients. Before I do my wet ingredients, I do have one more prep step. I need the rind of a lemon. Now, I don't know how much rind, it doesn't really say. It says the rind of a lemon, so I'm just going to do that and make myself a little pile of lemon rind. Got my trusty old Sunbeam mixer out. I've got 2 sticks of unsalted butter in the bowl, and that actually translates to, let me make sure I have this right, 225 grams. Then I need 200 grams of sugar, or just under a cup, and I'm gonna cream those together. Now, interestingly, we're gonna do 5 eggs, and in between each, the second and the 4th egg, we're gonna add a heaping tablespoon of the flour so that it doesn't curdle. So let's see how this goes, huh? I'm gonna cream that butter with 200 grams, or just under a cup, of plain white sugar. Once I've got those incorporated together, I'm going to add 5 eggs, one at a time, incorporating thoroughly. And then after the second egg and the fourth egg, I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of the flour mixture. And this is to prevent my batter from curdling. That's enough of that. Moving on. Well, take a look in the overhead camera. You can see what they mean by the curdling. It is very gently curdled, even though I did put the heaping tablespoons of flour in. After all 5 eggs have been well incorporated, I'm going to add my lemon rind that I grated earlier, and then I'm going to incorporate the rest of the flour mixture. And if you've watched me bake before, I typically do that in 3 different segments. The recipe does say that the batter gets quite thick as you're working with it, and it almost resembles a dough by the time you're done, but this is normal and to be expected, so carry on, get it well incorporated. So I employed my folding technique, and it looks like everything is well incorporated, and they're not kidding, it is more like a dough. Let me get my pan, time to put this baby in the oven. Got my springform pan ready to put my dough in there, and I think this is going to be a little on the difficult side, just a guess. And the final step, pull over the springform pan and load that batter/dough into it, spreading it with the spatula as best you can to make it even. And then the final step before it goes into the oven is to sprinkle it with a half a teaspoon of sugar, which I didn't capture on camera. Sorry about that. 350 degrees. For the 8-inch springform pan, it was 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to check it just after an hour since mine is a 9-inch. We will see you then. Hello, my friends. Look what we have here. It only took about 50 minutes or so. I'm glad I checked it when I did. I love the cracked top on a cake. I can't wait to sample this. Next step, we need to let it cool in the pan for 15 minutes. Then I need to set it on a rack till it cools completely, and then it's ready to serve. As I said at the beginning, typically Madeira wine or a nice cup of English tea, but we're gonna switch it up and we're having Scotch. We will see you at the tasting. We have a twofer for you today. We are tasting fresh-made Madeira cake, and we're tasting a whiskey which happens to be matured in Madeira casks. That's the way to pull something together, huh?
So this bottle's already been opened before, yes. So I don't know what kind of a pop it's going to make, but oh.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Folks, this is a 4th bottle of this product we've bought since it was introduced in 2020. That's how good it is. So let me tell you about the Sassenach for a minute. It is the brainchild of Scottish actor Sam Heughan and his partner. He and the two of them set out on a journey a couple years ago to come up with a Scotch brand that was unique to Scotland, and it would be reminiscent of the wonderful misty glens and mountains of that wonderful country. It is a blend, and it is actually, let me get this right, it is a blend of aged single malts and a 20-year-old single grain alcohol as well. As we said, it's matured in Madeira casks, and they only do 1 bottling, a limited bottling per year. It is called the Spirit of Home. So really excited to give this a try on camera and introduce it to you along with our lovely cake.
Let's take a look at the color.
So the color, this beautiful, almost pinky color, is because of the Madeira. The wine is actually giving it a little bit of that, little bit of a red tint.
I smell sweetness.
Absolutely.
Very sweet.
Fruit.
Fruit, sweet, yeah. Very much so.
No smoke at all to this. The nose is fresh apricot and oranges, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of cinnamon.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, got a burn.
A little bit.
Tiny bit of a burn. Very good. Very, very good.
The finish is wonderful on that. Okay, so the palate, waves of honey and vanilla fudge, raisins, almonds, and cinnamon. I think that's the burn, is that cinnamon at the end. There's no peat or smoke to it. I think it's the spiciness of it. And then the finish, nutmeg, citrus, and toffee. I definitely got that toffee finish at the back of my throat. It tasted like candy. It was really, really nice.
Now I wonder how it goes with cake.
Let's try this.
Let's give this cake a try here.
Again, smelling like lemon here in the house forever since it was cooking.
Okay, so it's like a coffee cake.
It's like a coffee cake.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very rich with the 5 eggs. Lemony, but in a subtle way, not an overpowering way.
I'm gonna give this a little shot with this. Goes very well with Scotch.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, it goes great.
It does.
Because this is sweet and fruity, it pairs really nicely. I could also see I'm going to be enjoying this mornings with tea because it is like a coffee cake. It's kind of a crumbly, dense cake. It's not light, it's dense. Really, really good flavor.
Me too. I don't got it in this.
Actually, super combination. I'm going to recommend this. It's too late to make it for Christmas morning, but how about New Year's morning when you're watching the parade?
Yeah, it's a good morning type of a coffee. It's like a coffee cake.
It's like a coffee cake, but yummy. Really, really good. Hearty.
Well, so I give, of course, we've been having this for a couple of years now. So we always give this 2 thumbs up. On the cake, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up as well. It was very, very good. Thank you, Paula, for doing another Paula's Kitchen for us.
You're welcome. Let me just give you a real brief info on ordering this product. It is more widely available in the U.S. ever since November than it ever has been. It was really hard to get. In some states it wasn't available at all, but it is more available now. $120 for this bottle. Look on Reserve Bar. We'll put the website.
What's this volume of it?
It is 46% alcohol, so it's got a little punch to it.
And don't they make a tequila as well now? Or?
Yeah, they're actually branching out. They have an award-winning tequila, and I forgot to mention, this product won double gold at the San Francisco Spirits Competition the year it came out in 2020. It won it again in 2021. It won it again in 2022. 3-time repeat winner. Plus the New York competition and a European competition. It's very award-winning, and they are branching out to a tequila and a gin.
It's very, very good.
Good stuff.
Very, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to thank you all for sticking with us here for Scotchmas, right?
We absolutely do. Thank you so much. We know December is crazy, crazy busy for everybody, and it's hard to make time to sit down and watch YouTube.
We will not be back until after the new year. We need a couple days off just to recuperate. I still have a little bit of a head cold, and I think Paula's getting one right now too, so...
Not even going
to talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Scotchmas Day 8 done.